I'm telling you, I had to get me a new computer. This computer taking too long to cut on. What the hell is wrong with this damn computer?
Slapper. If I could grow dreads, I grow dreads.
Let's go.
Shout out to Legend E40. Hey, I'm in
Daddy K, this is a crib walk right here. This is a crib walk right here, Daddy K. You don't know what the crib walk is.
This right here is a slapper. Come on. This right here is a slapper. Come on. This right here is a slapper. This right here is a slapper. Yeah, this beat is my bitch. I'm a pimp. Slapper. I'm in the club trying to fuck something after. Real trap nigga sell a perk to a pass. When I'm done with this hoe, you can have. I'ma find something better. And if the pussy good, nigga, I'm a tagger. And a nigga in this game that wanna battle. I'm a king on the throne in my castle. She get freaky with the molly in the capsule. Beat banging like 96. But I never snitch like a 6'9". Nope. Pull up in a 6'4". Going up the motherfucking west side. Crips riding with me like it's 92. New J's on Carolina blue. Getting to the bag like I'm Uncle Scrooge. Yeah, I've been through a lot and got a lot to prove. This right here is a slapper. 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 This right here is a slapper.
Bustin' the dough like Urkel, nigga smoking purple. Pull off in my whip, screech, huh, Lisa Turtle. Tell his body and banging her, man, she wear a girdle. Put the condom on my dick because the bitch is fertile. Beat slapping like he 40 on it. Got my little Brody on it. All the smoke, you know we want it. LA shit, West Coast, we stay lit. Volume 10, nigga, stay with the pistol grip. 2 chains on my neck, no titty boy. Knock a beat out the ring, huh, like my name was Roy Jones. Take that, huh, Sean Combs. And if she ain't fucking, she could catch a Uber home. No dreads, but go dumb with the ball head. Boys got a high success rate like the feds. Throwing the towel, y'all little dogs, bow wow. And I'm a big dog, get you up like Buck Chow.
This right here is a slapper. 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 This right here is a slapper.
I ain't on my shit, I ain't feeling myself. Yeah, I keep a bad bitch on my whole top shelf. Like my nigga said, this right here is a slapper. Look forward to your baby mama favorite rapper. Recipes factory, go stupid, go dumb. I don't give a bitch nothing but hard dick and bubble gum. From the Bay to LA, all my niggas getting rich. Do the hawk on the horn, just sauce on my bitch. I made it one time. Swing a Benz like a Hyundai, rolling up tree like bonsai. Nigga, what's beef to a small fry? I get on a bitch heels like fungi. Catch me at the sideshow blowing sock. Gas ain't gon' eat paper plates on the counter. Sip it tycoon, all my niggas do is sumo. Niggas mad cause they bitch wanna kick it like judo. Coach,
this right here is a slapper. 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 This right here is a slapper.
What's up with it, chat? Y'all got to thank Miss Chocolate and Coco for this show right now. If y'all want another show, y'all got to ask Miss Chocolate and Coco, Miss Black Barbie, Sherry K. Y'all got to ask them. If y'all want another show today, you got to ask them. Miss Beth Roberts. Oh, I forgot to hit Miss Black Barbie. Oh, my bad. I forgot to hit Miss Black Barbie. She going to kick my ass. My bad, Miss Black Barbie. You come in late. I forgot to put in Miss Black Barbie. She going to. I don't want to hear her lie. I damn sure don't want to hear her mouth. Miss Black Barbie, we live. My bad, because sometimes you don't get the notifications and stuff like that. What's up with it? But we're gonna start off by talking about racism. Racism in the Republican Party, right? Because every time you turn around, they accuse somebody of racism. Elon Musk racist, right? The Republican Party racist. Big Balls is racist. Donald Trump, everybody is racist. Nazis and all that. But remember, before it was Elon Musk, it was Tucker Carlson. Remember, Tucker Carlson was going to take Donald Trump's place as the Nazi leader. Remember all the information he was releasing on Fox? All the news he was breaking about things like January 6th. Remember, they were trying to say Tucker Carlson was some of the reason why some of the mass shootings and things was going on. His rhetoric, Donald Trump rhetoric, all of their mouths and all of their tweets and all of their language was the reason the white supremacists that was coming out in droves. Remember that? It was just a little while ago. It was just a little while ago when they said, he is the next Hitler. He is just like Donald Trump. He's a little bitty itty Donald Trump. He has to go. But this right here, this video right here, I love this video because Tucker Carlson, right? He's so sarcastic and he's so real with his words, right? And he's totally schooled this Australian reporter for saying that he was the reason for some of these mass shootings and things that happened over here in America. This was how Tucker Carlson totally destroyed her. Let's go.
This is the same.
Have I said that whites are being replaced?
Well,
I don't think I said that.
well, it's been mentioned on your show 4,000 times, and
Really, when did I say that?
on your
I said
show,
whites are being replaced?
You have said that before.
Really?
Yeah.
I would challenge you to cite that because I'm pretty sure I haven't said that. I said native-born Americans are being replaced, including blacks.
Native-born Americans.
Native-born Americans.
And
Americans who, like black Americans, have been African Americans, have been in the United States for, in many cases, their families over 400 years. And their concerns are every bit as real and valid and alive to me as the concerns of white people whose families have been there 400 years. So I've never said that whites are being replaced.
Said niggas like Sergeant Moe they're trying to place niggas like Sergeant Moe with these damn immigrants, but you can't replace niggas like Sergeant Moe who fought for the country, who, you know what I'm saying, ex-military, ex-police officer, paid taxes, married man, productive black man in society. You know what I'm saying? That's a Republican. You can't replace niggas like Sergeant Moe, huh? But they trying, Sergeant Moe. They're trying to replace niggas like you, but they can't. You can't. That nigga just went through open heart surgery. You can't replace this nigga. What are you talking about? He here to stay. That you can't take him. If God not ready to take him, damn it, the immigrants ain't gonna be either. We ain't gonna let the immigrants take his place. Hell, if God won't let the nigga take his place, ain't no immigrant gonna take his place either. We gonna keep it like that, huh? That's what Tucker Carlson was talking about. Niggas like me and Sergeant Moe, not white people.
Not one time. And
I
you can't
believe
cite
that's
it.
untrue.
So we just met, but when our relationship starts with a lie, it makes it tough to be friends. So
Well, you've been lying
let's
about
pull
my
that back.
press
I'm
gallery
happy to
colleagues all
explain what I
morning as
do
well,
think.
so,
Well, you actually can't say it because I didn't say it, and I don't believe it. And I'm telling you that to your face, so why don't you just accept me at face value?
I'm telling you that to your face. I didn't say that. Don't put words in my mouth. I didn't say that. I'm telling you this at face value. Why don't you believe what the fuck I say? I'm telling you this. This is my word. I'm not going to go against my word. Tucker Carlson, a cold motherfucker. You hear that? You can't start off a relationship with a lie.
Let's pull that back. I'm happy to explain what I do think.
So,
Well, you actually can't say it because I didn't say it, and I don't believe it. And I'm telling you that to your face, so why don't you just accept me at face value? My concern is that the people who are born in the country are the main responsibility of its leaders. And as noted earlier, when those leaders shift their concern from the people whose responsibility it is to take care of to people around the world to put their priorities above that of their own citizens, that's immoral. And they are being replaced in my country, people who are born in the United States. And the birth rate tells the whole story. They're not at replacement rate. And so the U.S. population is growing because we're importing people from other countries. And my view is that happy people have children, and a functioning economy allows them to do that. And we don't have that. And so you need to fix the economy and fix the culture and make it so that people who want to have kids can. You don't just go for the quick sugar fix of importing new people. Like, that's my position. And if you think that's racist, that's your problem.
I never called you a racist.
Bitch, if you think that's a racist statement, bitch, that's on you for having that small ass thought window process. That's on you. That ain't got nothing to do with me. That ain't got nothing to do with my perspective. Me protecting the citizens and taking up for the citizens of my country, no matter if they're black, Mexican, Asian, gay, white, whatever the fuck you want to say, Republican, Democrat, I'm taking up for all the people in my country. Is that racist?
But of course you are suggesting, and
Well,
I must say, one of the reasons people don't like people like you in the media is that you never say exactly what you mean. Your slurs are all by implication, and you're about to tell me the great replacement theory is racist or anti-Semitic, whatever. I've said what I've said to you right now like 100 times in public. I hope to, if I live long enough, to say it 100 more times. I think it's completely honest and real, not racist or scary. It's factually true. It's not a theory. It's a fact. And the whole point of your question was to be like, you're a scary racist.
Well, I haven't.
And my response is, no, I'm not. Okay, well, no more lying in your questions, and then I'll answer it.
Okay.
Whoa, I'm gonna do that. How about no more lying in your questions, and then I'll answer it. Start with the truth. Let's start with a true question, and watch what question she come up with. What? And look at Tucker's reaction.
This is the same theory, or as you say, idea, that has inspired the New York Buffalo shooting, where 11 black Americans were killed.
On.
Two
You know
white
what I mean?
Americans were killed.
Like,
It's also inspired.
It's not. First of all,
It's inspired one of the worst Australian guns
how do
of
they
all
get
time
people
to
this
shoot
stupid in the media? I guess it doesn't pay well. Look, I'm sorry. I've lived among people like you for too long, and I don't mean to call you stupid. Maybe you're just pretending to be, but I'm totally against violence.
That nigga said, maybe I didn't mean to call you stupid. Maybe you just pretending to be. You know what I'm saying? Maybe you're pretending to be this stupid. I'm not saying you're stupid. Maybe you're just pretending to be. Maybe it's an act. Because it's impossible for you to be this stupid. I'm just saying.
I'm sorry. I've lived among people like you for too long, and I don't mean to call you stupid. Maybe you're just pretending to be, but I'm totally against violence. I'm totally against the war in Ukraine, for example, which doubtless you support. And like all dutiful liberals, support more carnage. I don't. I hate mass shootings, actually. Nothing I said, what does it mean to inspire something? My views are not bigoted against any group. They're honest. They're factual. That's not hate. That's reality. And my views derive from my deep concern for Americans, actually. Americans aren't having kids because they can't afford to. And nobody in charge cares. And so that's my position. That doesn't inspire mass shootings. How dare you try to tie me to some lunatic who murdered people? How dare you, actually?
How dare you, bitch? I dare you. I dare you. Huh? The Tucker's pissed. Bitch, I dare you.
And in fact, I mean, do you know what I mean? I'd be like, Hitler wore those shoes. A lot of people are saying that you're like Hitler. Can you explain those shoes? Hitler wore exactly the same shoes. And you're like, I got nothing to do with Hitler. That's how I feel about your absurd, disingenuous question.
Right, so therefore you support gun control?
What?
One second, go off. 1 second, he finna go off again. What?
Genuous question.
Right, so therefore you support gun control?
What? I thought it couldn't get dumber, but it did. No, I don't support disarming law-abiding people so they can't defend themselves. So the government has a monopoly on violence? I don't think so. First of all, in my country, that's illegal.
Yeah, only the government have a monopoly on violence? Only the government can carry guns and shoot motherfuckers and stuff like that. That's what you're saying, gun control? Right? You don't want the citizens to have guns? Only the law? How dangerous would that be?
As you know. But moreover, it should be illegal in every country. A sovereign person has the right to defend himself and his family. Period. And that said, I'm totally opposed to harming anyone. Anyone. Are you concerned about the war in Ukraine and the countless innocents being murdered there every single day? I doubt you are. Probably Putin bad. I am. I'm a Christian. I hate violence. I hate mass shootings. I have guns at home and often on my person when I'm in the United States, I'm proud to say, because I want to defend myself and those I love against violence. That's the point. I'm not perpetrating crimes. I'm not shooting strangers. I'm defending what I love. And if you're against that, I guess I would ask why. Why would you be against that?
Well, so you don't think you harbor...
Look, Tucker finna give up. You're like, you know what, bitch? I give up. It's not an act no more. You really are stupid. Watch Tucker's reaction. This watch his genuine reaction. There's no faking it is. He actually just give up like, bitch, you know what? You are stupid. And he called her stupid, basically. You are stupid. Watch Tucker. This nigga crazy. Get her, Tucker.
You're against that. I guess I would ask why. Why would you be against that?
Well, so you don't think you harbor any kind of responsibility for these hate crimes?
I'm sorry. I'm trying to be charitable. I was like, maybe you're just pretending to be dumb. Now I don't think it's an act.
Tucker, thank you.
I give up.
For taking those questions. I'm sure you enjoyed some
Actually, I
questions from the
loved it. I
press.
just feel sorry. I mean, because I got here and the country's so unbelievably beautiful and the people are so cheerful and funny and cool and smart. I'm like, your media's got to be better than ours. It can't just be a bunch of castrated robots reading questions from the boss. And then it turns out it's exactly the same, maybe even a tiny bit dumber.
A former
Okay, now let's talk about Kamala Harris donors. More information coming about the Kamala Harris donors and where the money went and all that old shit. More information coming out about that, right? How they said we didn't pay nobody a dime. I don't know how the Democrats or the liberals who voted for Kamala Harris, ain't demanding no answers, ain't demanding no refunds, ain't demanding no nothing, right? They just, okay, you took our money. Oh, well, we're going to still hate on Donald Trump. This took the money in front of you, and then lied about it. And you still say, well, we still mad at Donald Trump. But you ain't mad at the motherfucker that took your money and paid their celebrity friends. How is it that, hold on, I have to put this up, right? Billionaires, right? Billionaires voting for Trump or Kamala, right? Oops. Or Kamala, right? We're going to do that. Kamala Harris has more billionaires probably backing her. U.S. shows who billionaires back. Kamala Harris, right? Right? A complete list of billionaires. More billionaires publicly backing Kamala Harris. Billionaires who have backed Kamala Harris. More billionaires. That's all on the thing. If you want to go to billionaires, here's U.S. and whenever you go to billionaires, they all support Kamala Harris 3-1, right? 3-1. You want to go to millionaires? Oh, well, you want to go to? Let's go to millionaires. Who they support? Who the millionaires support? Who the millionaires support? Right? News millionaires voting for Trump or Kamala Harris, right? Who they voting for? Huh? Who they voting for? They voting for Kamala Harris. Is that the news? They ain't got the news in this one, right? They voting for Kamala Harris, right? More millionaires, right? More billionaires. Surprising poll shows American billionaires back Kamala Harris. The survey, 52% of millionaires voted for Kamala Harris. That's not majority of millionaires to vote for Kamala Harris over Donald Trump, right? The majority of investors with over $1 million, right, are voting for Kamala Harris, right? Millionaires investors prefer Harris to Trump. So you mean to tell me more billionaires prefer Harris and support Harris, and more millionaires support Harris, right, over Trump, and motherfuckers who made less than $100,000 support Donald Trump, right? The more people. So how is the Republican Party the party of the elite? How is the Republican Party always the ones looking out for the rich, with all the rich millionaire friends and the rich billionaire friends? If Kamala outnumbered Donald Trump 3-1 with millionaire support, billionaire support, tech, all that old shit. Don't you think that's kind of strange? How they always talk about Donald Trump elite friends when they friends are the fucking elite of the elite? Let's go.
Democratic National Committee official says celebrities and the Harris campaign alike might be lying about the money spent on A-listers on the campaign trail.
Democrats, it has been for a long time, the majority of billionaires were with the Democrats.
Lindy Lee, a former DNC Finance Committee member and Biden campaign advisor, sat down with the Sean Ryan Show, telling the show host that celebrities, from Beyonce to Cardi B, who say they weren't paid for their appearances, were paid money by the Harris campaign to show up on the campaign trail.
Including the likes of George Soros, Bill Gates, Mark Cuban, Michael Bloomberg, and many more.
Despite her repeated denials, Beyonce was paid.
Huh? Beyonce paid and the billionaires paying? Come on, man. They getting money from the rich people, the poor people, and paying their rich friends. And the liberals is not mad about this. She's blowing the whistle. She was like the #1 fundraiser. She's blowing the whistle, and they still not listening.
Who is she paid by?
The Harris campaign. She was paid tens of thousands of dollars to not sing.
That's why Kamala Harris was able to outspend Trump by 3-1.
Well, no, she refused to sing. Beyonce was paid to show up. Cardi B was paid. Okay? Cardi B, who famously said she wasn't paid, her production company was paid to show up. Katy Perry was paid. Christina Aguilera was paid. These people were all paid. And Oprah wasn't paid $1 million. She was paid $2 million. Okay, let's be very clear.
$2 million.
$2 million to Harpo Productions.
Here is some facts for Richard Gere from journalist and best-selling author Batia Ungasargon, who actually relies on facts, not just feelings and hyperbole. She wrote, Trump won folks making under $100,000, while the Democrats won those making over $100,000. Biden had 2 billionaires to every one Trump had. 2-1. 75% of hedge funders gave to Kamala. 9 out of the 10 richest counties and 65% that are making more than $500,000, well, they're represented by the Democrats.
9 out of 10 richest counties. You understand that? They are the party of the elite. And they keep on saying the rich people, the rich millionaires in the Republican Party, the rich billionaires, and they are the party of the elite. Why you think they holding concerts for all these motherfucking Democrats in California, all these liberals and Democrats holding all these concerts and wildfires and all that shit, getting all that money? They are the party of the elite. You giving money to the elite.
It's against campaign finance laws to pay anyone for a presidential endorsement, but a campaign can pay for appearances and productions at rallies and events, and all campaign expenditures are required to be documented and submitted to the Federal Election Commission. According to FEC records, the Harris campaign paid Beyonce's production company, Parkwood Production Media, $165,000. Beyonce's mom posted on Instagram, Beyonce did not receive a penny for speaking at Harris's rally in Houston. Campaign finance records also indicate nearly $59,000 was paid to Wash Poppin' Incorporated, a firm owned by rapper Cardi B. Cardi B previously denied getting paid $1 for her appearance. Neither Cardi B or Beyonce performed at Harris's events, but gave 10-minute and 4-minute speeches respectively. Lady Gaga's production company was paid $132,000. $95,000 was paid to Renegade 44, owned by former President Barack Obama.
Obama getting his money. Look at this. Obama said, bitch, I got to get my money. I ain't finna be speaking at your event for nothing. Me and Michelle got to get paid, ho. Obama's got to get their money. Lady Gaga get her money.
$98,000 went to R&B artist Khalid's production company. The New York Times reported $2.5 million paid to Harpo Productions, owned by Oprah Winfrey, after initial reports had the figure closer to $1 million. Harpo Productions and Winfrey released statements confirming Winfrey was not paid a personal cut of any campaign money. A spokesperson for the Harris campaign told Deadline, "We do not pay. We have never paid any artist and performer. We have never paid a fee to that person."
That person wanted to pay to their production company, which they own. We ain't gonna pay it to their ass. We ain't gonna give them a dime. But we gonna give their production company 98,000, 95,000, 105,000, 2.5 million, 50,000, 75,000.
The FEC records show that while individual checks to celebrities weren't cut, payments to companies owned by them were, ranging from tens of thousands to a few million. In all, the Harris campaign spent more than $1.5 billion in a 15-week sprint, with the campaign finances facing scrutiny across the political aisle since losing the election.
The mountain and help you.
Woo! Huh? Now, we're going to get into money, right? We're going to get into to the money and USAID and how they spending the money and stuff like that, and how they remember that first they were saying that the immigrants wasn't getting no money and the immigrants wasn't and FEMA wasn't giving no money to the immigrants for shelter and stuff like that, and that wasn't, remember all that shit? Remember they were speaking all that? It was all on the news. Donald Trump is lying. Donald Trump, another fuck you talking about. Let's go. Remember this?
People,
it is bad.
Where is our federal government? Why are they out of money?
It is bad there, but my question is about the misinformation, particularly the notion that they are moving money to migrants, to, you say, undocumented migrants, which FEMA says flatly is not true.
$7 billion sound right to you?
Oh, yes. We've been talking about that number now for months and months and months. It started first at 4.6 and then it went up to 6.2 and now it's 7 billion. This is a very...
They spent $7 billion on the immigrant crisis. $7 billion in New York. $7 billion.
Very real number. Yes, absolutely.
And if people are not getting correct information, then they can't go for assistance as they have been asked for. I just want to quickly play with Senator Tom Tillis.
Let me just say for 1 second.
Go ahead.
You have migrants being housed in luxury hotels in New York City.
All right. And what do you think that the chances are? Let me just show the spending on asylum seekers here for everyone to look at. Just Nate had talked about it, but just when you look at the numbers on the board and you think about what taxpayers in New York are already paying for and the services that have been depleted because of this crisis as well, the money that we need to be spending doesn't feel like it should be on this, but what's the next step? Do you get the sense, or do you have any reports that people who are here illegally are trying to get out, or that even ICE is being able to move them?
We have paid so much money from our tax dollars into the crisis that didn't need to happen. We could redirect money to help people immediately on the ground in North Carolina or in Florida, where we're probably going to have a situation coming up in the next several days.
That's a separate tranche of money. That's a separate tranche of money. I want you to listen to. I want you to.
This migrant crisis.
I want you to listen to what
every American. It is a big problem,
but that has nothing to do with the people in your home state right now.
At this point in time, I think everybody went into hiding, anybody who's illegal. But let's stay on subject, on point. When we talk about these illegals and $59 million coming from FEMA for emergency services, this is a misappropriation of funds.
It's a misappropriation of funds. Remember, FEMA wasn't sending no money to them. FEMA wasn't sending no money to the immigrants. That's what she said. So the hurricane relief funds and all that shit wasn't because of FEMA. It wasn't because the immigrants. That's what fake news say. But we know now that they're lying.
On this just happening, these firings, what more can you share?
Hey, Marty. Yeah, just in the last hour, News Nation confirmed the Department of Homeland Security fired 4 employees, including the chief financial officer of FEMA for payments made to New York luxury hotels that housed migrants.
But no, we're busy housing illegal migrants. Now, the rub to this is FEMA's paying for it instead of it going to North Carolina, where it should have been going. But here's my point. Here's the rub. The people in North Carolina were ignored. And back right before the holiday, I put out a tweet that went like this. Unknowing about FEMA at the time, of course, wouldn't it be nice if we were able to take these people who are freezing to death in North Carolina and house them in our hotels?
We want to show you some of the statement that was obtained by News Nation. This is from the Department of Homeland Security, and it says in part, quote, effective immediately, FEMA is terminating the employment of 4 individuals for circumventing leadership to unilaterally make egregious payments for luxury New York City hotels for migrants.
It is absolutely infuriating to see millions and millions of dollars going to someone that doesn't have a social security number, did not pay taxes, is not an American citizen, getting all of this money to go.
Dodge found that out. I mean, Doge found that. I said Dodge. Doge found that out. Why are they mad at that? Why they can't be if you're an American citizen, you can't be mad at Doge finding out that FEMA gave money to immigrants instead of American citizens. You can't be mad at that. I don't give a fuck if you're Democrat, Republican, a libertarian, independent. You know what I'm saying? If you're a Satanist, whatever the fuck you may believe in, right? You can't believe that these immigrants deserve the money more than Americans.
Number, did not pay taxes, is not an American citizen, getting all of this money to go live in a luxury hotel in New York when people we're working with can't even get the bare minimum from FEMA. It's crazy.
An adding quote, DHS will not sit idly and allow deep state activists to undermine the will and safety of the American people.
It's so messed up. You know, there's so much bureaucracy in the mix that you're going to be homeless. And that's just unacceptable.
This comes as President Donald Trump has really been critical of FEMA, even calling it out for calling out the agency and saying it should be terminated. In a post to Truth Social in just the last hour, in fact, the president wrote, quote, "The Biden-run FEMA has been a disaster. FEMA should be terminated. It has been slow and totally ineffective. Individual states should handle storms as they come. Big savings, far more efficient."
Earlier, before we... Woo! Did you hear that? Right? But I want to get into something, right? Remember when they was talking about how Donald Trump was getting money, you know what I'm saying, through all these foreign nations, and if we're going to investigate Hunter Biden, we're going to investigate Donald Trump and all this other shit, right? Remember they were saying all that? And remember one time Jamie Raskin told dude, hey, like, well, why don't you read this and read that? Well, dude went and actually read it, and he came back, right, with the evidence on what Jamie Raskin was talking about on Donald Trump receiving money from these foreign entities, and gave him facts. And the facts were so deep that Jamie Raskin had to admit it, and he had to basically admit that he was wrong, right? So dude gave him a straight schooling. So we finna get on a little bit of corruption and how the Democrats try to twist shit. And then when they tell you to look up shit, and you look it up, and you find out it's not really what it is, and you bring it back on them, they really don't know how to respond. Let's get into it.
As they come, big savings, far more efficient.
Earlier, before we recessed, we were discussing the ranking member's $7.8 million in foreign payments from at least 20 countries during his presidency, and I knew the answer. I knew that was revenue, and it wasn't actually profits. Hold on, I will let you ask questions at the end of this.
Revenue and not actually profits. Jamie Raskin tried to butt in. Hold on, I will let you ask questions. It was revenue, not profit. Revenue is different from profit. Revenue and profit. So he finna school you on this.
And you said, did I read the report? And so I did. And in the report, it actually specifically says these included payments from foreign governments and foreign government-owned or controlled entities to properties owned by Donald Trump, including Trump International Hotel in D.C., Vegas, Fifth Avenue, and this is my favorite, Trump World Tower at 845 United Nations Plaza in New York. So let's just use that one alone, because if you go down to page 20, footnote 23, it actually clarifies where this money came from to include the amount of money. And so what y'all did is you took a building that was built in 1999 and completed in 2001, and it's 100 yards from the United Nations. So these foreign countries owned multi-million, $10 million, $20 million condos in one of the nicer buildings in New York. And I was just kind of shocked because I knew that you were using revenue and you weren't using actual profit that the president or the Trump organization made. You actually used HOA payments. Do you know how duplicitous it is for you to use?
Look, even the whole Congress had to laugh at it. You're like, you stupid son of a bitch. You can't use HOA payments, right? You were stupid. Look, they had to laugh at him because Jamie Raskin called it his own fucking lie, and they had to laugh at him. This is the information that Jamie Raskin asked him to go read.
You actually used HOA payments. Do you know how duplicitous it is for you to use HOA payments on a $20 million condo in New York? Like, it is outrageous. No. You can. I'm going to go through. We're going to go through all.
They laughing at it like, no. Jamie Raskin, like, hold on, wait a minute. You asked for this. You asked for this smoke right here.
All of them, because you list them. And I see Saudi Arabia, $422,000, Trump World Tower. And you go and you look, there's nothing there that is under $12 million. So you're taking a $12 million property that was owned since 2001. And you're saying that this is somehow similar to Hunter Biden running all over the world and selling the big guy's influence? These are completely different things. And the fact that you even created this report and you're using it to shield us pursuing justice to make sure that this president is not compromised because his son has sold secrets to China, to Ukraine, is so disingenuous. It's so duplicitous. It's not even misrepresentation. It's a lie.
It's a lie. David Raskin getting schooled.
I'm happy to hear this from you because, again, you told me to go read it. I read it. That's what it says. I can read you in footnote 23 where it says this report uses common charges or rent payments. All of these properties were owned prior to 2018. They didn't go out and purchase them because of the president. They were there for decades before this happened. That's the point. That's the difference.
Okay.
Would the gentleman yield? We have a good story.
Absolutely.
Would the gentleman yield? Thank you, my dear friend, for engaging in substance. And
thank you for engaging in substance. You ain't got nothing to say.
Not ad hominem attack. I very much appreciate that. Having said that, some of the payments, first of all, you said that there are lies in here. Can you find one factual inaccuracy? There's not one.
For you to tell
you're quoting us. You're quoting us. But let me make this point. Let me make this point, which is that China gave $5.5 million.
It's Mr. Timmons' time. It's Mr. Timmons' time.
For you to tell the American people that $7.8 million went to President Trump is an outright lie. It's a fabrication. Hold on. And I'll tell you exactly why. Because you're using businesses that existed decades prior to when he became president. And
you're saying all of them?
Hold on. And you're using HOA fees for multi-million-dollar properties that have been around since 2001. And again, even the fees that they pay for hotel rooms, that is a fee for a product, for a service. There's no service with Hunter Biden other than influence of the vice president or the president of the United States. And that is why we are here, because he will not answer questions in the exact manner that you have required for last Congress and the Congress before that.
Fox News Alert moment.
Right? Let's get into the firing. Let's get deeper into the firing of all these FEMA motherfuckers, huh? Let's get into it.
Months ago, we received this together. We received a statement from the DHS regarding the $59 million sent from FEMA to New York City migrants last week. Quote, 4 employees being fired today for circumventing leadership and unilaterally making the egregious payment for hotels for migrants in New York City. We have not announced it yet. So we have it first. There's going to be firings. The names are going to be out.
By KPRC2 investigates into how the Houston housing.
Okay, now let's get into fraud, right? Inside of local, right? Local administrations, right? When those say we need to get into the fraud and things like that. Now this shit is fraud, like this shit is fraud at the most fraud as you can name, right? So I'm pretty sure those could get into some local governments and do some shit inside the local, right? And find waste and fraud and save taxpayers a lot of money. Because to me, right? To me, if those would have got into to these people's accounts, he could have saved this city and the taxpayers a whole lot of fucking money. Let's go.
Authority was spending money last year, all while saying their funds to provide rent relief to those who need it most had dried up.
Right? Rent relief, right? The federal program that help people with rent relief, like Section 8 and all these other things. You know what I'm saying? They was using the house's money, y'all.
Investigative reporter Amy Davis has spent months exposing HHA for a series of questionable contracts and projects. Amy's back now with these new developments. So, Amy, what happened when you asked the Houston Housing Authority to open up?
Yeah, good morning. So back when we started these investigations, we started asking for these records. You know how when your budget is really tight, you got to maybe cut back? Maybe you pack your lunch instead of eating out. You skip parties and forgo that vacation you'd been looking forward to. Well, it seems Houston Housing Authority executives didn't really believe in those basic budgeting.
Hey, who's the head of the housing authority now, right? It's a black man, right? He's the head of the housing authority on the federal level. Donald Trump appointed him to stop people like this, to stop people like these in Houston. Who are these niggas?
principals in the months leading up to the big revelation that they're broke. And so we looked at credit card statements going all the way back to 2023, and we found HHA leaders eating out at Houston's fanciest restaurants and celebrating with multiple parties and massages at work. Have you ever been to Steak 48? The cheapest entree on the menu is $48, kind of a special occasion kind of place, unless you're the senior policy advisor and assistant to the HHA president. Joey Uptown in the Galleria was a favorite lunch spot for Houston Housing Authority executive leadership. In December of 23, 13 of them enjoyed lobster tail, ribeye.
Wait, you mean to tell me they eating that the first 48 and they eating that Joey Uptown? They eating that place that the cheapest thing on the menu is $48 at taxpayer money. You mean to tell me those can't do nothing about this?
And cheesecake, racking up an $1,153 tab. Nashawn Edwards only had a Housing Authority credit card for 9 months in 2024. In that time, he racked up more than $9,000 eating out.
Huh? Well, we got to have the black dude from the Housing Authority clean this up. The black dude that Donald Trump gave that job to, the racist man, to clean shit up like this. He had a card for 9 months.
He ate at Steak 48 6 times. Dinner for 2 in March cost you $582. This receipt is a little hard to read, but we can see Edwards and his guest had the butcher's cut with Alaskan king crab legs, scallops, and sea bass. Another meal here in June cost $1,254. 2 days earlier, another Christmas luncheon at the Warwick, just under $400. A 2-hour cocktail reception that same month at King Ranch, Texas, cost you more than $7,600. More than 18,000 people are waiting for an HHA housing voucher that would help defray the cost of their rent. But HHA President and CEO David Northern said in February there is no more money for vouchers.
There's no more money for vouchers because we spent it on crab legs, lobster, shrimp, steak, right? We spent it on all the other shit, motel rooms. We ain't got no money for the housing because we spent all the money.
But if you missed those, all HHA employees were invited to a holiday party at the Gallery a week later that cost more than $8,000. Northern resigned in November, and his assistant, Nashawn Edwards, did too. Both got generous settlements to just go.
Got generous settlements to go. No investigation.
But before they left, we had asked to see all of the HHA credit card statements assigned to employees going back to the beginning of 2023. What we found in these records, wild spending by just 5 employees who had credit cards, and an end-of-year employee appreciation lunch from Papados. We found a catered lunch from Papacitos for Unity Day last August that added up to more than $10,000.
How much housing help assistance that could have helped with people, right? 10,000. That one dinner. Imagine how much housing that could have helped hundreds of people, possibly, right? All these dinners and shit like that, lobster, one time, it could have helped people for months, weeks, right? It could have helped people with kids, senior citizens, disabled people, right? Single mothers. You don't know, but they're eating big time.
Between them, they charged up more than $500,000 from January of 23 to September of 2024.
Whoa! Huh? $500,000. Imagine how much that could have helped people. Huh? You don't think those could have cleaned that shit up? You think they need that program right there? Huh? You don't think those need to investigate that? You don't think these people are happy that those is investigating fraud? Huh? They spent $500,000 on dinners and fast food and massages and shit like this and totally left the people out. You don't think the people in North Carolina don't give a fuck about FEMA and they gave the money to the immigrants? Who are the Democrats fighting against?
21 months. These expenses are just a handful of the charges we noted reviewing HHA credit card statements for 5 employees. About $100,000 of that paid for travel, dozens of airline tickets, and expensive hotels. David Northern was jet-setting across the country, sometimes 3 times a month.
I mean, what is he traveling for? I mean, you know, what are they doing that for when they're not taking the priority of helping their people, you know, helping the ones that signed up for them?
like chair massages at the office in September. That cost $2,300. Where exactly did they go? We
You see this? People getting kicked out their house, they're getting evicted. They get massages. Those get these sons of bitches.
saw a lot of travel for housing conferences and meetings. But in November of 23, Northern made a trip to Chicago to attend the Obama Foundation Democracy Forum.
This wasn't about housing, but with Northern's airline ticket, hotel, and rental car, this trip cost taxpayers nearly $3,000.
I make like $1,600 a month on total disability, Social Security. And that's just not enough for the rent and the bills I have to pay. The electricity bill is like $200.
And all that travel can be stressful. That may be why Northern ordered more than $2,000 of workout equipment delivered to HHA offices on Fountain View. We asked HHA Chairman Jody Proler if taxpayers will ever get that money back. He told us the board deducted more than $6,500 from Edwards' final paycheck when he left.
We got $6,500 out of his paycheck, even though he hit us for $500,000.
In November, Northern had no deductions. It's a small fortune for senior Janet Hoffart, who's facing eviction.
What does $2,300 mean to you?
It means a lot. It means almost 2 months of rent paying.
And when I asked who should have been reviewing the card purchases to make sure the expenses were authorized, an HHA spokesperson said that would have been the direct supervisor of the employee using the credit card. Edwards' direct supervisor was Northern. And
They my own supervisor. We our own supervisor. No oversight, no auditing, nobody looking at the books, right? It took these people to look at the books, right? Those can do this.
Northern was the president.
So how does the new HHA board, appointed by Mayor Whitmire, make sure this doesn't happen again? They say they do regular audits and reviews of expenditures, and that the board will vote on a new credit card.
Regular audits? Did she say audit? Did she just say audit? Regular reviews and audits?
Use policy at its February board meeting.
Signing an executive order that pertains to 1% of the population.
Oh, man. I keep putting the wrong videos in. We're going to talk about transgender and transgender rights. Oh, my God. I put the wrong video in. Part about transgender rights, right? How the transgenders are mad. They mad. They angry. They upset. They furious. Right? They going to courthouse. They going to hearings and shit like, you forgot about us. Right? And Donald Trump like, you know what? I'm sitting for the sign women back all day rights. All day shit back. Let's go.
Is not protecting women. It's setting a dangerous precedent, and it is dangerous for the trans community, women, minorities, anyone who is not a straight white man. We are talking about human beings, and the president of the United States is targeting them just because he thinks it gains him political points or whatever. Because this thing that he's so worried about it's not real. It doesn't affect the people that he's trying to protect. It hurts them. Like, seriously, I think a lot of us need to open up a history book, because what this is, what's going on right now is textbook. It's textbook. And truly it's boring and it's loser behavior. I have never felt unsafe around a trans person. I have felt unsafe around men. So maybe let's deal with that.
No, you deal with that. That's your part. What kind of men you hanging around? I have felt unsafe around men. Well, transgenders are men too.
If these people that are in charge right now were really the big, strong, manly leaders that they claim to be, they wouldn't be doing things like this. They'd mind their own business, do what they need to do. They would not be doing this. They should be embarrassed. It also just shows how insecure they really are. Also, whenever I post anything political and it blows up whatsoever, I get shadow banned. So there I am again because I made fun of Elon Musk. How fragile must you be? How fragile? Anyways, protect trans kids, protect trans people.
And no, protect the girls, protect the kids, right? Protect the babies. That's what Donald Trump about.
I'm not allowed to say this politically. It could end my career. They're really beautiful people. These are beautiful people. But But you know, like everything else, it's a little bit different today. You're not allowed to say that because if you call a woman or a girl beautiful, that's the end of your career. But let's take a chance on it, Mike. Let's take a chance.
President Trump made a campaign promise to keep men out of women's sports. And today he signed an executive order banning transgender women and girls from competing in women's sports. Now, this coincides with the National Girls and Women in Sports Day, and it's the latest executive order aimed at transgender people.
So I want to thank everybody for being here. It's fantastic. And this is sort of a big, big day. It shouldn't have even been necessary to take place.
I need the city to protect me because the federal government won't. And if you think you're afraid of Trump, you should see how afraid of Trump I am.
For what? What the fuck is you afraid of Donald Trump for? Right? Donald Trump ain't looking for no motherfucker dressed up like a transgender Marilyn Monroe. Right? Ain't nobody looking for you with no damn blue hair. You want to see how much? What, is Donald Trump hate bitches with blue hair? You want to see how worried I am of Donald Trump? Oh my God.
You think you're afraid of Trump? You should see how afraid of Trump I am.
Can you wrap up, please?
Can you wrap up?
Yes, I can.
Colleen, we just happened to find out about a transgender support group that meets here in Santa Ana every week. I did go in there and speak with several trans women. They say they not only feel disappointed, but also misunderstood.
What? What's misunderstood about you? Right? That you think you a woman? No, you misunderstood. What the fuck? You misunderstood who you really are. But everybody misunderstanding you, right? 99% of the motherfucking country is misunderstanding your ass. These motherfuckers are crazy. Bitch, can you wrap it up?
If you say that you're afraid of Trump and that's why you don't want the city to be a safe space for trans people, you better prepare for trans people to make this a very unsafe space.
Whoa, what did that mean? What did that mean? Well, Donald Trump ain't worried about your safe space. He worried about these women's safe space.
This started a long time ago, and we ended it today.
They feel they should be able to play on a sports team they identify with.
Hell no. Did you see all the volleyball to the face? Did you see all the women records that these men been breaking? Let them compete amongst themselves. If it's let them have a look. You got man, you got boys, and you got everything in between. That covers all the pronouns. We don't give a fuck what you pronoun you think you is. Run against some other pronouns, right? And you can run in your category. You can have a him, her, it category, a she, he, they category. You can have bisexual, gender, transgender, right? You can have any category you want. Run in whatever category you want. We having a they, he, she category. We having a transgender category. We having a bisexual kid. Anyone you want to. In your own shit. Men, boys, girls, right? We're going to separate them two. Right, and we're gonna have everybody in between, right? Because if you wanna be how'd you say if you wanna be in existence and you wanna be treated differently and special and stuff like that, this is the perfect opportunity. Give you your own shit. That way you can compete with each other. You know what I'm saying? You can support each other. You can break each other records. You know what I'm saying? You can make your own fields. You can make your own rules. You can do whatever the fuck you want to inside of your community. That's giving you relevance of being important. If we give you your own shit, you can have it. But leave the boys and the girls alone.
And I'm going to sign the executive order right now, and everything I said will go into effect immediately, okay?
I'm shaking right now. I don't want to be here. I'm sorry, am I taking too long pleading for my life?
Yeah, you is. Yeah. You actually taking too long living the motherfucker, to tell you the truth. I'm sorry, am I taking too long pleading for my life against the big bad red man? Oh shit. These motherfuckers is suicidal. This who you want me to vote for?
More than a dozen people from the transgender community meet in Santa Ana every Wednesday for this support group hosted by Alianza Trans Latinx, a trans-led nonprofit.
You remembered how many children I have and that 2 of them are trans.
Today is someone's birthday, but this afternoon there's not much else to celebrate.
That bitch said, you know how many kids I got and how many of them is trans. Who gives a fuck? That's not the world's responsibility. That's something you got to deal with. Send the ass to a doctor.
This after President Donald Trump delivered on a campaign promise by signing an executive order banning transgender women from competing in women's sports.
I speak as both the B and the T in the LGBT.
You being greedy. You can't be both of them. I'm speaking for you a transgender and a bisexual. How that work out? How that happen? So you saying you what you're saying is wait. So he's saying he's a man that's a woman that's bisexual. wait. You a man and a woman and you like men and women? What the fuck? Wait, I don't understand that. Wait, you a man that's a woman, but you bisexual and you like men and women. You can't get no better than this.
There's a lot of things that people don't understand about someone that is a transgender like myself.
It's not our job to understand that shit. That's your job, not us. We don't need to. We need to worry about our kids. If our kids are transgender, that's something we got to worry about. But my kid is not transgender. My grandson is not transgender. I don't have any transgender in my family, right? So why should I have to worry about something I'm not coming in contact with on an immediate basis and have to understand or have to have feelings for, right? Or have to cater to. I don't have to cater to that because I don't know none on my personal level. So what? Just like I don't have to cater to no Nazis and understand how they feel. I don't have to cater to no immigrants and understand how they feel. I don't have to cater to no child molesters, repeaters, you know what I'm saying? How they feel. I don't have to cater to nobody who I don't give a fuck about and understand how they feel. I'm sorry.
I'm multiply disabled. I have Ehlers-Danlos syndrome, which is a connective tissue disorder that causes me immense physical pain. I'm on the autism spectrum.
Oh, we can tell that. We can tell you on the autism spectrum. I'm feeling Mrs. Pain. So what did that got to do with Donald Trump? What do you, right? You suffer from Mrs. Pain because you had a sexual transmission and you got complications. I am in Mrs. Pain. What the fuck are we here for?
Shelly Sanchez was born male, but she fully transitioned to a woman several years ago. The 37-year-old plays on a recreational soccer league for women. Sanchez says it's exactly where she belongs.
And I have narcolepsy, and I couldn't drive myself here, so I had to hide from my driver that I was in drag, which is not an easy thing to do in drag.
I do.
These motherfuckers is mentally ill. They like if you a liberal, you don't see this. You don't see no Republicans or no conservatives fighting for no shit like this, or coming out with no weird shit like this on no mental ill shit, talking about pro-life or anything they believe in, First Amendment rights, because look, conservatives and Republicans don't have no beliefs this far away the fuck out. There's no extreme belief that makes you go away from all logic and say, you know what, this you have to really imagine something to make it be real. We don't have these extreme opinions about ourselves, about sexuality, humanity, pronouns. We don't have these extreme, like where motherfuckers can have a parade of weirdos coming on here doing this shit. There's no law that we're fighting for where weirdos will come on here and do this shit. None. No church rights, no First Amendment, no Second Amendment, no motherfucking Doge, no January 6th, no nothing. Will make motherfuckers come out dressed in like fucking circus clowns, right? yelling some shit that don't even make sense. Nothing. That lets you know about the difference in parties. You can tell right off the bat, these not conservative. You can tell not one of these motherfuckers ever voted for a Republican a day in their life. And I'm not judging, being judgmental. I'm just saying. Because they fighting against Donald Trump. You have some of the weirdest motherfuckers come up here and make some of the weirdest statements and want you to believe this shit and say we don't understand, like we the stupid ones, like we the one going through the mental crisis, instead of these motherfuckers who don't even know what the fuck they is. We gotta understand, huh? We need to listen to them and understand how they feel instead of them listening to us and see how we feel when we don't give a fuck. That's your life. You can be any fucking thing you want to. Just don't bring it to me.
Not want to be here. It's my day off. I do not want to be in your DMs. I do not want to be in your email inboxes. I do not want my creativity writing diss tracks like Kendrick. I don't want to spend an hour applying glitter on my face so that you will hear and see me. I want you to listen to me.
Let us remember that the Nazis burned the books that the Nazis burned books on gender sciences first.
This motherfucker worse than Joe Biden. This motherfucker can't read off a teleprompter phone, right? This motherfucker he forgot how to spell LGBTQ. He reading like, I guess he part of the mentally ill that they finna cut off, right? Because he reading off the phone and he can't even say LGBTQ. Let's go.
The Nazis burned books on gender sciences first.
I know girls there that they were born biologically female, that they way faster than myself, they kick the ball harder than myself, and doesn't make them a male.
No,
bitch, it make them younger. You 37 years old. You know what I'm saying? On a local female team, we're probably 18 and 16-year-olds talking about they kick the ball harder than me, they run faster than you. Yeah, bitch, because you're 37 years old and pretending to be gay. You know what I'm saying? That don't mean if you worked out and done your shit, you can't be stronger and faster than them. Your ass is 37 and you just going on pure, I feel to get out the bed and drink coffee and eat tacos and don't exercise and go out here and play soccer. And you're probably dominating.
The administration has villainized and marginalized migrant workers, trans, LGBT people, and
this nigga don't even know what the fuck he said. This man, he meant to say a BLT, right? He meant to say a BLT, LGBT.
I'm out.
Now the administration has villainized and marginalized migrant workers, trans, LGBT people, and even special needs, denying life-saving and affirming care.
Right.
Most of America does not agree with Sanchez, according to a Gallup survey in 2023.
Can you look at me and tell me how many of my friends need to die before you do anything?
Please. How many of them died yet? Donald Trump, I haven't heard no news, you know what I'm saying? Look, Donald Trump made a law and transgenders are dying left and right. Right? I haven't saw that in the news, right? You trying to fall on the sword. What sword are you falling on? Right? Ain't nobody dying right now because Donald Trump made a law that said we're gonna take the T and the Q off of shit. We gotta take that shit off of there. Nobody's dying. Nobody's getting murdered. Nobody lost their rights. Nobody lost their existence. Can you hear me?
Look at me.
Look at me.
Okay, we're all done here.
Get the fuck up out of here.
Fucking pathetic.
We're all done. Come on.
Nearly 70%.
That's somebody's son. That's somebody's son out there. Fucking pathetic.
Of people said trans
pathetic.
They say, look, over 70% of people say, look, man, we don't want this shit, right? So the 30% is a small minority, and they just diehard Democrats. They're like, well, we want to just get. They just want to say that shit because they don't want to agree with Donald Trump. They know that shit ain't right.
Done. Come on.
Nearly 70% of people said trans athletes should be allowed to compete only on sports teams that correspond with their birth sex.
Of course, we need to continue celebrating Black History Month because in spite of what's coming down from Washington, we all know that we all exist and we all need to be recognized for our existence.
Trump's order titled Keeping Men Out of Women's Sports is the fourth order directly targeting transgender people.
But be aware that you are a guest in my house when you come. And when you come, know that there are strong queer and trans people in my classroom who will collect you with the quickness.
Whoa, collect you with the quickness? What was that, a threat? What the hell do collect you mean?
LGBTQ plus community fears there will be many more orders targeting its community to come.
My name in drag is Dee Dee Delight. And my name out of drag is Dewey Cosgrove Atienza.
Once, we've erased effectively from the federal government, transgender people, who do you think is going to be next?
They always say that shit. Once we lose our rights, who you think gonna be next? Once we take immigrants away, who you think gonna be next? They always try to say who gonna be next shit. We not. I'm not. I'm not worried about being next, the third, the fourth, the fifth, and I'm not worried about I'm not worried about the line at all. About the next. I'm not in that line at all. The fuck you talking about? Who gonna be next? It ain't gonna be me.
I speak as someone who is always misgendered, like all the time. People refer to me as sir when I prefer to be referred to as ma'am.
Hey, who fault is that? They trying to be generous. I want to be referred to as sir. They're trying to be generous. You look like a fucking sir. You don't look like a fucking ma'am. I say the same shit. How you doing, sir? I didn't want to be called a sir. Well, damn, excuse me. The fuck you want to be called? I want to be called a ma'am. Well, nigga, that's out of my character. I'm not finna call you that, sir. You got me fucked up.
I speak as someone who is afraid to use public toilets.
What? I speak as someone, you probably bigger than everybody in the fucking bathroom. You look about 6'2".
I speak as someone who is a member of this community.
It's like you on dope. You on that Hunter Biden shit. I speak to as someone as high as a motherfucker on dope, and I can't stop moving right now because I'm fucked up. I don't know where the fuck I am or where the fuck I'm at, but I just know I'm just talking because I'm fucked up right now. I'm scared to use bathrooms.
And is a queer person.
We're all scared. We're angry. And there's power in that.
Oh,
so we're fighting.
I'm not angry.
You have to imagine being me and my wife.
Why? Why I gotta be imagine being you and your wife? Why? I'm not gay. I'm not married to a man. Why? How can I imagine your struggle? You don't really have a struggle. You picked that struggle, right? You picked to be a man, and she picked to be a woman. You should see my wife, bitch. I thought you was the wife. No, my wife is a man. Wait a minute, y'all switch. I understand. You ought to see what we're going through. Like, no, we don't need to see that. We don't need to see you trying to be a man and her trying to be a woman. We don't need to see that.
Fearing that our marriage rights will be stripped away at any moment.
President Trump also issuing a warning to the IOC, the International Olympic Committee, ahead of LA 2028, saying, quote, we want them to change everything having to do with the Olympics and having to do with this absolutely ridiculous subject.
The ridiculous subject of getting men out of women's sport. It's a ridiculous subject. It's a ridiculous subject. No, it's not. Donald Trump say, look, it's ridiculous only because these motherfuckers don't want to talk about it. That's what makes it ridiculous. Donald Trump say this shit is ridiculous. We even having this topic of getting men out of women's sports. But Democrats say it's ridiculous that we won't keep men in women's sports because they misunderstood. Ain't that a bitch?
Please, I only have so much time. Please, Joe's gonna cut me off.
Which matters more?
covering the legal fees of systemic police brutality or protecting the lives of queer people in our community.
I would go with option number A, the police. That's my opinion. I would protect the police, me personally. Besides giving motherfucking operations, me. That's my taxpayers' money would go. Even though I pay taxes, I would rather pay for the police. If I was to pay on a pack for a pack of Doritos and they had taxes on it, or pay for some nachos or something, I'd rather my money, or some liquor or beer or anything, buy a bag, I'd rather my money go towards the police than towards transgender surgery. I'm just saying.
Sit down, please.
Down front.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Everybody, thank you.
You know, if you'd like to gather around me, I think I'm going to be okay. Come on.
I wouldn't trust Joe Biden to do no shit like that. That nigga would have sniffed every girl hair around that motherfucker. He was like, he wouldn't even sign the bill. He'd have been there sniffing hair still. Like, come on, little girls. Can you imagine Joe Biden doing some shit like that? Come on, little girls. I want all the little girls. People were like, no, Joe, don't do no shit like that. Matter of fact, you would never see this many kids behind Joe in a lifetime. Never. You would never see this many little girls behind Joe. Never. In a million years. He had the opportunity to do that. But the only thing Joe Biden's around himself with was transgender in the White House, showing titties, transgender interviews. My God bless you. You and your transgender thing. Transgender fucking appointees and all in certain federal jobs. God bless you. Doing interviews with Mullen Selvany, whatever that nigga name is, and his transmission, right? Talking to trans kids. Joe Biden talking to trans kids. Look, let me look that up. Joe Biden talking to trans kids. Joe Biden on trans kids. Before we get up out of it, Joe Biden on trans kids, on protecting trans kids, on protecting, right? Because I remember he made a little statement, right, talking about their existence. I wonder, can I get that one up? Trans kids. Can I get that video? I thought I got elephant memory. Where that's one? This one right here. Is it this one? No, I think this one's it. Is this one it? Let me see this.
For all the progress we've made, we have a lot more work to do. Here at home, an extreme Supreme Court stripped away fundamental freedom that existed for half a century. We've got to continue to fight to protect women's fundamental right to make decisions about her own body. No.
That's not. It's still not a little girl. It was a gray background. I remember the background being kind of grayish. I remember the background. Is this it? Or is this Clever Bills? It was a gray background. Is this it? Why is Biden? No, that's not it. That's not it. It was a gray background. I think I saw a gray background. Where was that? I think that. Wait, is this it? Yeah, is this it? Let me see.
What the federal government might be able to do to protect LGBTQ Americans, especially trans kids who are dealing with all these regressive state laws that are popping up right now.
Transgender kids is a really harder thing. What's going on in Florida is, as my mother would say, close to sinful. I mean, it's just terrible what they're doing. It's not like, a kid wakes up one morning and says, I decided I want to become a man, or I want to become a woman, or I want to change. I mean, what are they thinking about here?
I remember that one. I remember that, but it was another one I want to see. Maybe it wasn't a great background. Maybe let's see. Is it Biden? That's when you're fighting DeSantis, right? Let me see. It must be a different background. It must be a different. Let me try one of these. Let me try one of these backgrounds. Let me try one of these. Joe Biden against LG. It wasn't that long. And it wasn't that one. It wasn't that one. It was one. Let me see. I don't know. It wasn't that one. That's when he said a little 9-year-old should be able to get the sex change. I remember this one.
You give eye exams.
When he said a little 9-year-old should be able to get a sex change. Remember that? My guy, the little 9-year-old should be able to get a sex change. Like what? Right? Oh, because he said something about trans kids, we are with you. We are with you.
And discriminatory agenda, and ensure that the lives and rights of LGBTQ people are protected under U.S. law.
I will flat out just change the law. Eliminate those executive orders, number one. You may recall, I'm the guy who said, I was raised by a man who, I remember I was being dropped off. My dad was a high school educated, well-read man who was a really decent guy. And I leaned up and hugged one another and kissed one another. I'm getting out of the car at the light, and I turned to my dad. My dad looked at me and said, Joey, it's simple. They love each other. The idea that an 8-year-old child or a 10-year-old child decides, I decided I want to be transgender. That's what I think I'd like to be. It'll make my life a lot easier. There should be zero discrimination. And what's happening is too many transgender women of color are being murdered.
That would bring that shit up. That like too many women of color are being murdered. Joe Biden, trans kids, we are with you. Let me try that one. We are with you. I remember he made that statement. We are with you. Trans kids, we are with you. We are with you. That Joe Biden will always have your. I think this is it. I think this is it.
President Joe Biden, in his State of the Union address Tuesday, assured the nation's transgender youth that he will work to pass legislation to better protect LGBT.
Where the actual statement at? That's too long. We are with you. I will vow to speak. I think this is it. I think when I called him about to the girl when asked about LGBT rights. That's not it. Well, damn it. Well, we're gonna get about that, right? Well, this thing about it, Donald Trump protect girls. Is this it? I think this is it right here. Here you go. Right here. This is it.
With Asana.
If this not it, I call it quits. This not it, we call it quits. Because I think this is it right here. He's like, we are with you. Hateful Bill Sargent, we are with you. He kept on saying that.
The ban on transgender troops in our military, sign the Respect for Marriage Act, strengthen the civil rights protections for LGBT Americans, and advance LGBT human rights around the globe. Our fight is far, far from over because we have some hysterical and...
He said hysterical. Don't you mean historical? That motherfucker said we have some hysterical.
It's far, far from over because we have some hysterical...
But then they said...
And I would argue prejudice.
Hysterical.
People who are engaged in all what you see going on around the country. It's an appeal.
Hysterical. He did say some hysterical. That motherfucker. He didn't say hysterical. He got some hysterical. You're damn right it's hysterical. This motherfucker is dumb. Wait a minute. Oh my God. Let's get up out of here. That motherfucker says we got some hysterical.
How many lives have to be lost before you consider fighting back against fascism and corruption?
How many was lost so far? How many been lost? How many lives must be lost? Well, let us get to counting. Is they already starting to lose them? When they start? Name the first one. When the first one dropped after Donald Trump signed this bill?
Secret Service is worried about them. If we have to worry about them, we have big problems. Okay, do you want to do this?
Now is the time to say that if federal money relies on the dehumanization of trans people, that we don't want your goddamn money.
Watch what I do, then I'm going to give you some pens, okay? You ready? What a nice picture this is, huh, Governor? You ready? We'll do a good job. Wait, let me press that. I want to make this a really good signature because this is, this is a big one, right?
Joe Biden never done no shit like that. Joe Biden said, I will make it a law that all the transgender, you want to be 8 years old, you get a sex change.
Oh, I think we have a 10.
Oh.
We have a 10.
God bless you, Mr. President. God bless you, Mr. President. They never said this about Joe Biden. You never saw this many girls around Joe Biden. You never saw this many transgender. Look, transgenders at the White House. Wait a minute. Can we Google that? Wait. Joe Biden sent. Look, this is what you see. Joe Biden sent. Wait, right here. We're gonna go right here. Joe Biden celebrates Transgender Day. Joe Biden celebrate. Wait, here you go. Where we at? Celebration of Transgender Day. Celebration. Oh shit. Of Trans Day. This is what Joe Biden surrounded himself with, right? At the White House. Oh, I said Trans Day at the White House. Wasn't that the White House? Here you go. Wait, this is how Joe Biden surrounded himself with, huh? This is who he surrounded himself with. Not little kids. Look at that little kids. Look.
And President Biden and the First Lady welcoming hundreds to the South Lawn today to celebrate Pride Month, the largest Pride event ever at the White House. The event was postponed. It was supposed to happen on Thursday, but there was poor air quality because of all the Canadian wildfires. The president.
They got the flag next to the. Look at this. Disrespectful. How disrespectful is that? The biggest Pride Day in American history at the White House. They hung the gay flag up next to the American flag at the White House. Like it's its own entity. It's its own sovereign nation.
Happened on Thursday, but there was poor air quality because of all the Canadian wildfires. The president talking about challenges still facing the LGBTQ plus community.
I recognize for a lot of folks across this country, maybe it's not you, your kid, your family member going through whatever a transgender child and family is going through. But I think we all agree, if it were you, you'd want the space to figure it out with your family and your doctor, not being told by anybody.
You want the space. He said you want the space to figure it out? Wait a minute, I need to read that. What he said?
According to the human...
Wait, you want the space to figure Wait a minute. This motherfucker said you want the space to figure it out. What the fuck is the space? Wait a minute. Why nobody caught these two things that we just caught? Why nobody caught these two things? That motherfucker say you want the space to figure it out. What the fuck is the space? What the fuck is this? Oh my God. But I still all agree that you want the space to figure it out. You can't make this shit up. You can't make this shit up. No wonder this motherfucker ain't the president. This nigga said the space. Who the fuck is the space? Hysteric. This is historical. This motherfucker said this is historic. This is hysterical. This motherfucker is stupid. This motherfucker. Oh, look at the people he got in the crowd. He got motherfucker the Blanca transgender off a Street Fighter in the crowd. Look at this. Oh my God, man. This is a totally different presidency right here, baby. This is totally different. This is totally different right here.
I get that some of you care more about easy funding than trans lives and don't mind Nazis for some whatever reason.
Look what the Nazi is doing. Look what the Nazi is doing. He giving girls back their rights and taking the right away from men. Poor Nazi.
Pretty good, huh?
Fucking mean ass Nazi.
Okay. Now you're
Wait
gonna
a minute. What did this nigga say? You rather give it to the kids than the Nazis than the motherfucking trans community?
I get that some of you care more about easy funding than trans lives and don't mind Nazis for some whatever reason.
Look at the Nazi. Don't give Nazi this much credit, goddammit.
pretty good, huh?
Yeah, for the Nazi.
Okay? Good. Now you're gonna go out and win those events, right?
Yeah, against women. Look at him. He giving young girl confidence. You're gonna go out and win the events, right? Go ahead. Pretty good, huh? That's the little girl cheering. Yay! Yay! Pretty good, huh? And these trans motherfuckers mad. You rather take your funding away from transgender and support a Nazi. Oh my God.
Nice to see you all.
Nice to see you
Great
all.
going, everybody.
Thank you. Thank you. Well, like I said, this Miss Chocolate Coco, when we gonna do the next video? What time today? When to tell the people to come back, Miss Chocolate Coco, for the next video? We gotta ask her what time we gotta do the next video, because I thought this was a damn Doge video. I done put Elon Musk up here. I got the Doge video ready. What time we gonna do that video? What time to tell the people to come back, Miss Chocolate Coco? What time? We're gonna see what time we're gonna come back, y'all, for this next show right here. We finna air later on today. What time? We see if it'll give us a time right now to start looking for the show. She's gonna give it. If you want to come back and see Doge and the Democrats and the liberals crying, if you guys have a time, put it in the chat. If you have a time, put it in the chat. You know, I gotta go on other channel too. They say you got a time, put it in the chat. What time you want to do another show? We got another show lined up, which I thought was this show. I got the show mixed. I got about 2 or 3 shows lined up. I don't get the next title of the show right. You know what I'm saying? It's the Elon Musk Doge show. I don't get that title right, damn it. I don't get that title right. What's up, Trisha? Trisha said 9 o'clock her time. I don't know if you're on the West Coast or the East Coast. Thank you, Trisha. I don't know if you're on Moose McGrew, Linda Smallwell. What up? Thank Moose McGrew. What time did they put it in the chat? You got to put it in the chat. Then we're going to come back for y'all. If you put it in the chat, you got to tell her what time y'all want to see. Okay. So that sounds like about 6. So I think everybody push about 6 my time. Okay, but that's about 5 more hours, right? So that's about 6 my time. Between 6 and 7 o'clock, Miss Chocolate Coco. You know, hey, they don't. Hey, look, you know what's crazy? This is the channel I'll be on, the Lionel Harris channel, but they give the Black Rosebud channel more views than this one because they shadow banning Lionel Harris. So you got to share to beat the actors. That's why I'm keep on doing these shows. But I got a very dope, funny ass Doge show coming up for y'all later on today. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I got 2 or 3 videos. You know what I'm saying? Posted up. So I'm going to do 2 today and I'll probably do 2 tomorrow. So come on back. We got more information, y'all. About 6 or 7 o'clock, we're going to do another show. We out of this bitch. See y'all then. Be back in a minuto.